You're listening to The Jacob Valk Show. He's breaking down the latest and greatest in sports as only he can. Follow him on Twitter @RealJacobValk. Here he is, Jacob Valk.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to another edition of the Jacob Valk Show. I am the Jacob Valk, and you're not. I've got to start with Bucks-Hawks. By far and away the most surprising game of these playoffs so far. It comes out right before the game that Trae Young isn't going to play. He has a bone bruise in his right foot. The pain is too unbearable. It's limiting his movement. So he's going to sit out. Something that I didn't think was in the realm of possibility. This is Trae Young we're talking about. By far and away the best player on the Atlanta Hawks. He's going to gut it out. He's going to be fine. He'll play through it. Young will do his thing. The Bucks will still win because they're the better team, but no, Young will play. He'll be fine. That's what was going through my head. I didn't even bring it up yesterday because I didn't think it would be an issue. No one was more surprised than me when I saw that Trae Young wasn't going to play. So then the thought that went through my head was, oh God, here we go. This is going to be a rout. The Bucks are going to win by 50. I was concerned about the Hawks supporting cast anyway. They have no shot without Trae Young. Instead, you saw the Atlanta Hawks play the best game that they've played in these playoffs. Without their best player, they won by 22 points. No Milwaukee Bucks scored 20 points. The Hawks' defense was excellent. They contested every shot. They closed out on their man. It was wildly impressive. Like you're going to see on the sports talk debate shows, are the Atlanta Hawks a better team without Trae Young? The answer is no. Of course they're not, but that performance yesterday will give rise to that topic. I thought the Hawks' ball movement was excellent. Everyone chipped in. Clint Capella, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Lou Williams starting for the first time in these playoffs. Led all teams in scoring with 21 points. Kevin Huerter was lethal from the mid-range. Cam Reddish did his thing. Danilo Gallinari did his thing. You could be forgiven for not wanting to watch that game after you heard that Trae Young got hurt. But you missed an incredible team effort by the Atlanta Hawks. What Nate McMillan has done with this team is nothing short of incredible. They're out of the playoffs when he takes over for Lloyd Pierce. They rally to be the 5 seed. They destroy a superior Knicks team. They beat a superior 76ers team. And now they're 2 wins away from beating a superior Bucks team. We don't talk enough about what Nate McMillan has done for the Hawks. It's absolutely incredible. Now, I don't want to see anyone say that this Hawks win has an asterisk on it because Giannis got hurt with 7 minutes and 14 seconds left to go in the third quarter. And God only knows how long he's going to be out for. The Hawks played without Trae Young for this whole game. More to the point, they were winning before Giannis got hurt. In fact, they were winning comfortably. They were up by 10 when Giannis got hurt. And God only knows what's going to happen going forward in this series. Is Giannis going to play? Is Young going to play? The story of these playoffs is all the injuries that have happened. James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Kawhi Leonard, now Trae Young, and now Giannis? I mean, come on. This isn't what anyone wants. In all actuality, the NBA cramming in 72 games from late December to mid-May is nothing short of negligent. How many superstar injuries have there been this year? The story of this season isn't going to be whoever wins, whether it's the Bucks, the Hawks, the Clippers, or the Suns. It's going to be all the injuries. I mean, imagine if it's the Suns. Imagine if the Suns win tonight and go on to win the NBA Finals. Think about how they got there. LeBron wasn't at 100%. Anthony Davis missed some games. Jamal Murray didn't play at all in their series. Kawhi Leonard didn't play at all in their series. And God only knows what's going to happen going forward with Giannis and Trae Young. I'm not saying there should be an asterisk. I'm not saying that Suns fans don't have a right to be happy. They do. But when we're looking back at that title win, all those injuries are going to stick out. It's noteworthy. There's no question about that. I don't care what the ratings are. I understand that the NBA is destroying the NHL. The NHL shot themselves in the foot by putting the Stanley Cup Finals on NBCSN. I don't know who thought that was a good idea, but that was absolutely terrible. Look, I don't care what the ratings are. You can't tell me that this Stanley Cup Finals is less interesting than what's happening in the NBA. I'm having a really tough time watching these NBA games. And I don't want to hear that that's because my team was eliminated in the second round. No! That has nothing to do with it. If the Islanders had been eliminated by the Bruins in the second round, I could have gotten into a Bruins Lightning Stanley Cup semifinals. I mean, I was into Canadiens Golden Knights. But these conference finals that the NBA has, I'm having a really tough time watching them. The teams have no juice. They're in small markets. The big market team, the Clippers, are the second team in that market, and they're without their best player. There are 3 sporting events on tonight that really pique my interest. Angels-Yankees, with Shohei Ohtani pitching. I'm not saying that Ohtani pitching is the only reason why I'm into that game, but that is an added benefit, there's no question. Canadiens Lightning. and Suns Clippers. You can't tell me that Canadiens Lightning isn't the most appealing option. If you're a fan of all three of those sports, baseball, hockey, basketball, how do you not watch Canadiens Lightning? I mean, yeah, you'll flip around all three channels, but for the most part, won't you find yourself watching Canadiens Lightning? Won't you record the other games and just skip through them really quickly? That's what I'm going to do, let me tell you. But look, again, congrats to the Hawks. They absolutely dominated the Bucks. They did a great job of forcing the ball out of Giannis's hands. They did a great job of limiting his effectiveness. There's logic to get the ball out of his hands and let Middleton and Holiday kill you. Dare them to shoot. That's okay. Anyone's better than Giannis. Middleton and Holiday just couldn't get the job done. I'll say this, Game 5 is going to be really interesting. Forget the fact that this series is now a best 2 out of 3. Out of the two injured stars, Trae Young and Giannis, who's going to play? Just Young? Just Giannis? Both? Neither? It's going to be very interesting. Alright, now it's time to preview Suns Clippers. If the Suns are going to win this game, I'd like them to get DeAndre Ayton more involved. When Ayton has had the opportunity to be in the low post with the ball, he has dominated. Heading into Game 5, the fewest number of points that he had put up in a game in the Clippers series was 18. For some reason, the Suns just didn't give him the ball in Game 5. He only had 10 points, only had 9 field goal tries, and this was with the Clippers going small. The only true big man that played meaningful minutes for them was DeMarcus Cousins. Now, I like Boogie, but DeAndre Ayton would get his going up against Boogie. Ayton needs to get the ball more. It's just that simple. As for the Clippers, as unfair as this might be, they need Paul George to have the game of his life again. Why did the Clippers win Game 5? The seminal reason was Paul George going off for 41 points. Yes, Marcus Morris dominated in the first half. Yes, Reggie Jackson has been a revelation in these playoffs. Yes, DeMarcus Cousins in limited time played really well. But at the end of the day, it's all on George. I don't know if George likes that or not. I don't think he does, since he said that thing about being the most picked on star in the NBA. I'm not going to argue with that. He certainly has an argument for that. There's no question. But yeah, if you're a star and you have the games that you've had in this series where you've been wildly inefficient, with the exception of Game 5, you're gonna get picked on. We were picking on Ben Simmons. I was picking on Russell Westbrook. LeBron James gets picked on constantly. Kevin Durant got picked on. I know it's tough for George, since he does have mental health issues. He's been very open about those, and I'm not begrudging him for having them. Okay? That's obviously not what I'm doing, and anyone who would begrudge someone for having mental health issues is a disgusting human being. But when you're the second best player on a title contender, and you're making obscene amounts of money, there's gonna be a lot of scrutiny on you. There just is. If you can't handle that, find another profession. Look, I said yesterday that it was kind of a good sign for the Suns how the Clippers won Game 5. They won by 4 players balling out. George, Jackson, Morris, and Boogie. That's not going to happen again. Maybe 3 of them will, maybe 2 of them will, maybe just 1, maybe none of them. But all 4 of them aren't going to ball out again in the same game. Okay? That's just not going to happen. There's a reason that miraculous performances are called miraculous. It's because they don't happen a lot. I'm going to say that the Suns are going to win tonight at the Staples Center, and they will go to their first NBA Finals since Charles Barkley was there. Alright, now I'll give you some NHL Valk talk by previewing Canadiens Lightning. If the Canadiens are going to win this game, they've got to be better with the puck in the offensive zone. The first 2 goals that were scored came off rushes that started with Habs turnovers in the Lightning zone. You can't win a hockey game like that. Especially in the Stanley Cup Finals. Especially when you're going up against a Lightning team that feasts upon mistakes. Know what you want to do when you get the puck in the offensive zone. Do you want to put a low shot on the net and try to force a rebound? Do you want to try to rip a slap shot? Do you want to go D to D? Do you want to try to work it low? Have a plan with the puck and execute it. Don't try to wing it, because if you do that, you're going to make a mistake, and the Lightning are going to seize upon it. As for the Lightning, they're going to need to contend with a pretty big injury. Alex Killorn is out for this game. He blocked a shot in Game 1, and that was it. It injured his leg. He was out for a lot of Game 1, and he's going to be out for this game. So I'm going to look at Tyler Johnson to step up. Presumably, Johnson's going to move up to the second line. I don't know who's going to replace him on the fourth line, maybe Matthew Joseph. But I think that Johnson's going to move up to second line left wing. You don't want to break up the third line of Goodrow, Gord, and Coleman. So move Johnson up to the second line. We know he's talented. Once had a 72-point season. Very good defensively. He's got to step up and show that he can hang on that second line. A second line with a lot of talent. Anthony Cirelli and Steven Stamkos. And I think Johnson can hang with them. I like Johnson a lot. The reason that he's on the fourth line is because the Lightning are just so stacked when you look at their forwards that a guy like Johnson is going to be on the fourth line, even though on any other team he's a top 6 or top 9 forward. I'm going to say that the Lightning are going to take a 2-0 series lead tonight. Alright, now I'll give you some MLB Vault talk. And it's going to be on an incredibly controversial topic. A topic that I've had a lot of people ask me about. I haven't commented on it because I wanted to see how it unfolded, but now that we're a couple weeks into it, it's time to talk about Major League Baseball's cracking down on pitchers using foreign substances. It started out as an absolute joke. You had pitchers making a mockery of it. Max Scherzer, Sergio Romo. I mean, they hated it. But the reason why Major League Baseball implemented this change reared its head on Sunday. It was Mariners-White Sox. Hector Santiago was pitching. The umpires wanted to inspect his glove. They found something untoward, and they ejected Santiago. Yesterday, Major League Baseball announced that Santiago will be suspended 10 games. He has been fined. So Santiago will go down in history as the first guy suspended under Major League Baseball's crackdown on pitchers using foreign substances. It's important to note, though, that Santiago is appealing the suspension. And Jesse Rogers of ESPN tweeted something very interesting. If this is what Major League Baseball is going to do in regards to this, we need to stop this right now. Major League Baseball didn't inspect Santiago's glove anymore. They just had the umpires do it. The umpires said, yeah, Santiago had something on his glove. It was sticky. It was a foreign substance. It shouldn't have been there. So that's it. That's the most mind-boggling thing. I think we can all agree that if Santiago had something there, he should be suspended. But you can't just go by the umpire's discretion on something like that. You're going to suspend a guy for 10 games, have his team play one man down, because the umpire said they saw something that shouldn't have been there? Santiago and his manager, Scott Servais, said that it was just rosin and sweat. That's okay. You can use rosin, and yeah, you're going to sweat. But to not test the glove further, to not see if there's anything else there, pine tar, spider tack, anything else like that. Once again, Major League Baseball and Rob Manfred are showing that they are completely inept at their jobs. If you're not going to test this further, why confiscate the glove? The glove was put into a special bag, presumably to ship off to a lab somewhere. And we were going to test it and we were going to see what was on the glove. Where's that glove now? Is it still in that bag? Where's the bag? Is it sitting in Rob Manfred's office? Is it in some dingy basement somewhere? Why wouldn't you test the glove? You can't go by the umpire's discretion. If you're going to suspend someone for 10 games for using a foreign substance, you've got to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that there's a foreign substance there. If I'm Tony Clark, I'm screaming bloody murder. You have no empirical proof that one of my players was cheating. All you have is the word of an umpire. Umpires are human. You see it every day. How can you not test the glove? How is that okay? I mean, like I said, Santiago's appealing the suspension. It's going to go to an arbiter. The thing is, though, the arbiter works for Major League Baseball. So unless the arbiter thinks independently, good luck with that. Santiago's going to be suspended for 10 games. The fine will stand. The Mariners will play a man down. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. Like the checking of players, doing it in full view of everyone, doing it multiple times a game, it slows down the game. I just don't see another way to do it. If you're going to crack down on this, which I didn't think was necessary, but okay, I mean, I understand wanting to make it a level playing field. If hitters can't use steroids, pitchers shouldn't be able to use sticky stuff. I just don't know another way to do it. What are you going to do? Check him in the dugout? Check him as they're leaving the bullpen? I don't think so. I don't think you can have Major League Baseball personnel in the dugout or the bullpen. I mean, what are you going to do? Sequester the guy? Leave him without his phone? Leave him without a TV? That's not going to work. What are you going to do? Have the umpire go into the dugout in between innings? That's not going to work. I think the only way to do it is on the field of play. Do it in full view of everyone. Keep it transparent. I'll say this, though. There has to be a limit. You don't want pitchers being checked after they just got shelled. Like, make it so you check pitchers only after a scoreless inning. And not after every scoreless inning. If you're going to do it twice a game, make sure that you do it during 2 scoreless innings. And if a reliever's only coming in for 1 inning and he gives up a run, well, it's clear the sticky stuff isn't doing anything. I mean, one other complaint I've heard is you're checking pitchers who have never been accused of using sticky stuff. Why are you wasting your time with them? No, you can't pick and choose. That's worse. You have to check everyone. Just because someone's never been accused of using sticky stuff doesn't mean that they're not using it. It just means that they've been really good at getting away with it. If you check everyone, no one's under scrutiny. It's like going through a metal detector at a baseball game. No one's accusing you of being in possession of something that you shouldn't be in possession of. We just need to check everyone. By applying it to everyone, you keep it fair. I mean, maybe the one thing I would say is don't do it in the middle of an inning. Because pace of play has been slowed down with these checks. And pace of play is the most important issue in baseball today. And don't do it after the pitcher gives up a run or 2 or 3 or 4, etc., etc. Because then you're just embarrassing him. He wants to go back into the dugout. Why on earth are you checking his glove? You're humiliating him. And it's clear that what he was using wasn't affecting anything. It just makes no sense. So look, this does need to be tweaked. That's the danger of implementing a rule change like this mid-season. You really don't have the latitude to change things. Like, if this was proposed in the off-season, we could have had a debate about the benefits and the drawbacks of this, and how we can make it better. I mean, using foreign substances is an issue. We all want a level playing field. That's what athletics is. If hitters can't use steroids, pitchers shouldn't be able to use sticky stuff. Keep it fair for everyone. But I don't think you can do it mid-inning. I think it slows down pace of play too much. I don't think you can do it after the pitcher gives up a run or two. It's clear it's not affecting anything. And for the love of God, if you're going to throw someone out for using sticky stuff, Major League Baseball needs to prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Don't just take the umpire's word for it. That's ridiculous. Oh yeah, I saw this guy commit bloody murder. Does he have an alibi for the night in question? We didn't check. Are his fingerprints on the murder weapon? We didn't check. Did he have a reason to kill this guy? We didn't check. All we have is this eyewitness testimony. That wouldn't hold up in a court of law. It shouldn't hold up in Major League Baseball. And also, someone brought up this point. If Santiago has been ejected, and his team has been playing with a man down, let's say tonight it comes out that, yeah, what he was doing was okay, there's no sticky stuff, it was just rosin and sweat, what's the recourse? There is no recourse. You can't do anything. It does bring up a question, should we be checking at all? I mean, if we're going to check someone for using sticky stuff, and we accuse someone of it, and we're wrong, what, life just goes on? There should be some kind of recourse, but there's no way to do it. That's the thing. We need to keep doing it. We need to keep checking. We just need to do it a better way. Pretty soon, this is going to become very ordinary. And we're not even going to notice it. At its core, I don't have a problem with what Major League Baseball is doing. It just needs to be fixed drastically. The last story to talk about is the mammoth Ryan Ramczyk extension. The Saints signed him to a 5-year extension worth $96 million. That is just over $19 million a year. He is by far and away the highest paid right tackle in the NFL. It's a higher total value than Lane Johnson, a higher AAV than Johnson. $60 million of this deal comes in the form of guaranteed money. That is double what Jack Conklin got from the Browns. And you know what? I don't mind it. Ryan Ramczyk is without question one of the best offensive linemen in the NFL. This guy has never had a Pro Football Focus grade under 80. He has never had a pass blocking grade under 75. He's never had a run blocking grade under 77. It's not up for debate. Ramczyk is an elite offensive lineman. It's not like you reinvented the wheel in terms of big right tackle contracts. Yes, you went a lot higher in total value and total guaranteed money, but in terms of AAV, you're only a little over $1 million ahead of Lane Johnson. That's not bad. And I'll say this, left tackles were already getting this type of a contract. Trent Williams, Ronnie Stanley, and Tyron Smith have their total value higher than Ramczyk's. Williams, David Bakhtiari, Laramie Tunsil, and Stanley are above Ramczyk in AAV. Guaranteed money, Ronnie Stanley's above Ryan Ramczyk. So the Saints didn't reinvent the wheel or anything. I understand that left tackles protect the quarterback's blind side if they're a righty. So they are a little more important usually. But that doesn't mean that right tackles aren't important. I think all positions on the O-line are important. Some are more important than others, but they're all important. And look, the Saints have a big question mark at quarterback. Presumably, they're going to go with like a 2-quarterback system with Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill. God only knows how that's going to work, but if you're going to try that out, give it a chance. The way that you give it a chance is by giving these quarterbacks an O-line that gives them time to do what they need to do. I mean, look, I'm skeptical of the idea of using 2 quarterbacks, but if anyone can make it work, it's Sean Payton. The Saints are doing the right thing here. They're putting their quarterbacks in a good position to succeed. God only knows if it's going to work or not, but it won't be for lack of a supporting cast. Ryan Ramczyk is elite. He deserves to be paid as such. Great move by the Saints. New York Islanders offseason preview comes your way tonight. Regular episodes of the Jacob Valk Show come your way every weekday afternoon, but not next week because I'll be on vacation. Until next time, I am Jacob Valk saying, when I lose, I can't sleep at night. When I win, I can't sleep at night either. But when I win, I feel a lot better about that.